Hello. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. First, definitely, welcome to the Old God's Meadery. Tonight we're making some mead, and it's a mystery mead. I put up a subscriber-only post up a few days ago. Couple people put some stuff in there. We'll see in a little while here. Hopefully everybody joins. Hopefully the person that suggested this joins. I'm really excited and equally nervous about it. It should be a lot of fun. I'm going to expose what it is here shortly. 19 minutes, we'll get started. Hello, welcome to the Old God's Meadery. I don't know. Keep missing these, like as in the live, because it's the same time every Wednesday. The posts when I make these, it should be about every 3 weeks now. I try to put up on the Saturday before ish. I think this one might have come up Sunday. Hello, hello, hello. But I tell you what. Shoot me a direct message, remind me. I'll send you a bottle of tonight's too, along with whoever, suggested tonight's mead. I can tell you, like I said, I'm excited about it. I'm nervous about it, but I'm probably just gonna be okay with the one bottle that I open when we bottle it. There is no way to purchase. There are two ways you can get it for yourself, though. One of them is subscribe to these lives. Every Wednesday, I go live to show you every step of the mead making process. Subscriber-only posts go up about the weekend before for suggestions. I picked somebody's suggestion for tonight. I'm going to reveal what it is here shortly. Hello, Dennis. And I'll tell you who it is. It's going to be exciting. Right now, it's a mystery mead. I'm making you wait. That person will get a bottle of this shipped to them for free for being awesome support for me and what I do. The other way, on the TikTok side, is you got to go to my pin post for pop culture. Every few weeks, I put a pop culture series mead. This Saturday, actually, is the first Star Wars mead. So stay tuned. It should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to show you. It should be great. But whoever picked that one, will get a bottle of that shipped to them as well. So you got to jump in on the TikTok side to get a bottle. Hello, welcome to the Old God's Meadery. Where I make mead every single week. Every single Saturday I come out with a brand new batch of mead that I've never made before. I don't miss Saturdays, and I don't replicate recipes. So every single one is brand new. Batch 128 comes out this Saturday. Thank you for the subscription. That is fantastic. All the meat comes in one of 4 categories right now. And it's very exciting. I'm very excited about it. This just started a few weeks ago. Started this new calendar that will run through at least the rest of this year. The pop culture series that comes out, I started with my Skyrim mead a few weeks ago. Turned out really awesome. Very simplistic and easy to do. Easy to replicate Skyrim recipe. So go back and watch that. I also, this coming Saturday is the next one, and it is inspired by Star Wars. I can't wait. So anything that's inspired you, movies, books, TV shows, video games, doesn't matter what it is, it could end up in one of those meads. So stay tuned. I got a lot of great ones. I also kicked off my Norse Gods and Goddesses series. I started that with my Freya mead. Let me show you. You're going to love this. If you haven't seen this already, this is dedicated to the goddess Freya, who is the goddess of fertility and love. Also spring. Her husband's missing. She cries and weeps, if you will, when she goes out looking for him. Tears of gold, which turn into amber when they hit the sea. I made a bottle of mead to honor the goddess Freya. And it's awesome. I'm really proud of it. So, the next Goddess Boulder comes out the following week. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. So stay tuned. I'm really excited about that one as well. I also kicked off this past week the 13 colonies mead. So I'm doing one mead per state. I also have a daughter named Freya. If you live in one of the Northeast area, this is my peanut mead inspired by the state of Virginia. Peanuts were very plentiful and grown there in the colonization stage of the United States. And I will be doing one mead per state of the original 13 colonies. And if that does well, I'll do the rest of the continental United States. That kind of grew from my countries and cultures meads I did through last year. So stay tuned. I've got a lot of great meads coming your way. Some of them are ingredients or palettes that were familiar during the colonization time. Some of them are more modern stereotypes. So stay tuned. There's a lot of fun ones there. And then my fourth category you won't see again until September is my holidays mead. That's been going on all year already. It's the only category I'm sticking to and staying straight with. I started that with my peach mead. I made peach Bellini mead cocktails for New Year's. And right after that, I did my 100th batch of mead, which was a holiday to me, because that's a huge deal, right? 100 batches. I did Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Cinco de Mayo, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, and 4th of July. So if you missed any of those, they're all up. They're in the internet. You can find them. But those come back with 2 amazing holidays in September. I can't wait to show you. Yeah, that is, I think, all the mead categories that we've heard of so far. New York City is next on the, or New York State, I'm sorry, is next on the list. So stay tuned. I've got, hopefully it'll be an okay one. My personal favorite, this is controversial. It's always been this blueberry, which I keep close to me. It's batch 66 of mine. I love it a lot. But then I did an elderberry batch. I'm never had tasted elderberries before. Elderberries is a very close second, if not tied for first. Those are my 2 favorite meads that I've ever made. Batch 128 comes out this Saturday. I'm so excited. If you're on the YouTube side, I have a playlist with all the meads I've ever made. If you're on the TikTok side, I have a second account linked in my bio. Archived all the meads that I've done so far this year. And I think we're at in the high 20s so far there. If you want to scroll through and find older stuff, God bless you. Everything is color-coded yellow on the TikTok side. Always support your local meaderies. Meaderies are growing exponentially by about 60% year over year. So you likely have a meadery in driving distance. And if you don't, you likely have some mead in your local liquor stores. You just got to look for it. It is growing exponentially. And if you're close to a Total Wine, which, you know, is the warehouse of liquor stores, they have little mead sections now. My worst, I feel like that's a loaded question. It's this one right here, my pizza mead, batch 67, pizza mead. Worst mead I've ever made. I've made some really bad ones. That one's the worst. My worst 3 though, pizza, Fruity Pebbles, and barbecue. Yeah, it's him every time. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes. Snickers is probably, yeah. Hello, welcome to the Old God's Meadery. Tonight I'm going to be making some mead live in about 12 minutes, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to rearrange the camera and make some awesome mystery mead decided by somebody on the TikTok side from the pin post. And I think that person might be pretty excited and might be unexpected. I'm willing to try anything once. Arizona honey. Prickly pear. That's on my list. It's on my ever-growing list of things to do that I've taken notes of that I don't know where it came from. But I'm so excited to see how yours turns out. Made a bad one. I mean, I make bad ones all the time. I think that's normal. Normal people make bad stuff. You cannot buy. The only way to get my meat is to the couple options that are available on the TikTok side. But hopefully this is a pathway to opening my own meadery one day. We talk about it very frequently in our little circle of mead mentors that I have. So we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Right now, I do the next best thing, the best thing I can do, legally at least, is just show you exactly how I make it so you can replicate it yourself. I mean, just be more specific. Blue collar worker. What do you mean? Because I think I have a few in my my arsenal that you would like. How is it going? How is it going? You're open? Like open, open? No, not yet. Not yet. Hopefully opening meadery in the future. I can't tell you when. I can't tell you where. But hopefully it'll be in the future. Hopefully this stepping stone. I am over the moon with the support that I get here. And if this is a stepping stone, we need more viewership. More viewership on the TikTok, on the YouTube side. Watch hours is what they look for there. And then just overall viewership on the TikTok side. For electricians. So for Father's Day, I made... Hold your horses. I made a bacon whiskey mead. Bacon bourbon whiskey. And it was fantastic. Incredibly easy to do. A little bit more complicated than what we're going to do tonight because it takes a few days worth of steps to infuse bacon flavor. But you don't get... I don't want to stereotype. You don't get more manly than bourbon bacon mead. You don't. And if there's nothing more blue collar than that, just saying, go back and watch those videos. So the difference between wine and mead is they're made in almost identical fashion. We use honey for the fermentation process instead of wine. And that's primarily the only difference. So the definition of mead is it's 51% or more sugar sourced from the yeast from honey. So we add yeast into any kind of sugar mix. It will ferment and make an alcohol and carbon dioxide. But if it's from honey specifically, it will be considered a mead. Yeah, I know it's so exciting. I know it's so exciting. And I feel like I've known about this coffee shop for at least a month or so. How awesome. But mead is the oldest alcoholic beverage in the world by far. The oldest evidence actually is just uncovered from some archaeologists this year. The study came out in May. I think it was May 1st this year. They found evidence in ancient southern Africa over 20,000 years. You heard me correctly. 20,000 years ago. Before that, though, the earliest evidence we found was in China, almost 10,000 years ago. But there's evidence in ancient Central America and, of course, Northern Europe, where the Vikings traded it, made it super famous, and then did it better than everybody else. That last part's subjective, but everything else is true. And what that means is, regardless of who you are or where you're from, anywhere on the planet, somewhere down your ancestry lineage, they drank mead. And I think that's awesome. And that's something we all have in common. Pizza coffee. Who invited these guys? I don't know. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Old God's Meadery. We're going to be making some meat tonight live. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. It's going to be incredibly easy and incredibly fast. The whole process will take less than 10 minutes. I'll show you everything that I do, and I'll explain the process as I go. It should be a lot of fun, though. TikTok invited you today. That's cool. There is that new register option. I have been putting it up on the TikTok side, so you can register. It should send you reminders for the lives. I don't know if it works or not. But yeah, you can register for it, theoretically, on the TikTok side. But it has been an exciting and accelerating couple weeks. I've finally, as you guys know, I've been resetting my schedule for a couple months now. And I've been very transparent. I've been playing with analytics a lot. I've been really studying what times and what video formats work the best. And yeah, I'm getting real close. I'm getting real close. It's very exciting. It's been uplifting. It's been exciting. A notification, that's cool. I know you can. I turned on notifications for a couple of my mentors, Dennis actually being one of them. And I would say it works sometimes. Sometimes it works. It seems to be a lot like YouTube's where you have to subscribe, you have to hit a notification thing, and then you have to like turn on alerts or something. It's a multi-step process for it to work properly. So, I don't know. I mean, viral would be nice. Viral would be nice. I'm also incredibly content with the organic growth. I'm very happy. Very happy with it. Everybody that comes is interested. I would rather have a small group of interested people than people that just saw one thing that they like and don't care about the rest. So, I'm okay. I'm okay. It'd be cool, but I'm okay. Natural growth is best. I will be live again tomorrow morning too, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully, I'll be able to repost this portion of the video, or the actual mead making portion of the video, and we'll get to talk about it. I mean, not that I saw, but I've been chatting a lot, so I don't think so. Have I ever made pineapple mead? Yes. I can't tell you how long ago it was, but I love some pineapple. It had to have been a while though. I'm breezing through because I don't think it's in the more recent batches. I want to say I've done a couple. Yeah, I don't have it in my recent stuff. I feel like it should be, though. Because I actually cut the pineapple up myself on camera. I don't know. It was delicious, though. 3-minute warning. You're the best. Reminding me. Thank you. It is 8:57. In 3 minutes, I'm going to rearrange the camera. I am going to introduce myself like you're not here because I want to cut that portion of the video out again so I can repost it. So just act like you weren't here beforehand. I'm going to introduce what mead we're doing tonight. As of right now, it's still a mystery to everybody. And then thank the person that suggested this, and then we'll get started. I will not be answering comments. I'll just be chatting the whole time, mostly because I can't see the comments. But afterwards, I'm going to rearrange the camera. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to be here to speak with you for a little while longer. It should be fun. It quits fermenting early. So there's so many variables there. The biggest thing that I think people don't realize, because it took me a long time to realize, your yeast strain specifically has a lot to do with your final product, and all of them have different temperature and alcohol tolerances. Some of them are rapid, some of them are slow. So depending on what yeast strain you use, I was speaking like I was from like Cajun country there. Depending on what yeast strain you use, really affects a lot of the process. All right, you guys ready? You guys ready? I'm almost out of my peanut butter whiskey, so I should have brought another bottle over, but that's a later problem. Yeah, I mean, that is a real thing. Like, the heat tolerance can be off. I actually experienced that when I lost temperature in this room. I had some batches stall, and it took me forever to figure out what it was, and it was because the temperature had just changed a few degrees. And then once I corrected it, everything evened back out, and it started re-fermenting. It's mead time. Are you guys ready? Because I am. I'm very excited about tonight. Very nervous, but very excited. Let's see what we got here. I'll see you guys on the other side. I'm going to ask you if the camera's straight, and then we're going to get going. Again, I'm not saying goodbye at the end. I'm moving the camera. I'm saying goodbye to the future people that watch this video, not you. So stay tuned. All right, here we go. You're very briefly going to be able to see the ingredients before I can introduce myself. So good luck guessing what it is. There's one person that might get it because they suggested it, but all right, here we go. Are we straight there? I feel like we're as straight as we're going to get. Good. Good. Looks good. All right. Dennis said it looks good. All right, here we go. Before I go to Skull, thank you so much for letting me be here. Welcome to the Old Gods Meadery. Tonight, we're making some very unique mead, suggested by my good friend Dennis. We're going to try some Boston cream pie. Boston cream donuts are one of my favorite donuts ever. I don't know if we can replicate it, but I prepared to try. So, a few things before we get started. This whole process is going to take less than 10 minutes, so stay tuned if you're rewatching it. But there's a few things I had to do off camera beforehand. One, everything that you see that's going to touch the meat in any step has been sanitized. It's very important. There's a lot of things that like to grow in the same environments as yeast, and they're gross. You don't want them. Make sure everything is clean. I also measured out 3 pounds of honey in this pan here, in this pot, just because that's time consuming. So I did it beforehand. I also roasted 4 ounces of cocoa nibs, which are like ground up cocoa beans. So I'll tell you why in a second. Before I go any further though, I'm going to get this heat going. We got 3 pounds of honey there. I'm going to add in about half a gallon of water. We are not trying to boil anything here. All I'm trying to do is heat the honey up enough that it dissolves into the water extremely quickly. I'm also going to add in the other half a gallon just directly to the bucket. It's going to be fine. I'm sorry about the pouring noises. I hate pouring liquid noises. I hate this step, but it has to happen. Actually, if you don't notice, I edited this part out of the Saturday videos because I hate it so much. Alright. We are just going to make sure that this thing keeps stirring. So, I figured inside of the donuts, Boston cream donuts, we have pudding, right? It's like pudding. So, this is some vanilla sugar-free pudding. I don't know if it's gonna, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. It's vanilla. I got two boxes. That's they're 1 ounce each. I'm gonna rip them open, and we're just gonna dump the entire content in there. It's way more yellow than I thought. Hey, YOLO, as the kids say. We're gonna dump both boxes in because, yeah, I don't know, making this up as we go along. It is definitely has some unnatural ingredients in there. It's yellow. And like I said, this is 4 ounces of cocoa nibs. I ordered these off of Amazon yesterday. They came today. 4 ounces. I did put them on a cookie sheet and I roasted them under a broiler in the oven. I can tell you that I did a s'mores mead several weeks ago and it turned out fantastic with this same process. Always roast your cocoa nibs. We're going to dump the whole thing in there. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. With any luck, we'll get some kind of pudding and chocolate flavor out of this mead. As for the honey itself, it's actually almost dissolved already. It's fantastic. This is such an easy process. You do want to make sure that the water does not get too hot. The yeast that I am going to use tonight, like every yeast, does have a temperature tolerance. And if it gets too hot, it could kill the yeast or prevent it from replicating itself, or reproducing, which means you will not get a fermentation process going. If you don't know, while we wait for this, Mead is the oldest alcoholic beverage in the world. Older than beer, older than wine, by far. Independently discovered by many different countries and cultures. The oldest evidence is from Africa, over 20,000 years ago. There's evidence in ancient China, over 10,000 years ago. Ancient Central America, and of course, Northern Europe, where the Vikings traded it, made it super famous, and did it better than everybody else. But what that means is, regardless of who you are or where you're from, your ancestors drank mead. And I think that's your most awesome attribute. At the very least, it's something we have in common, and we need more of those. Alright guys, we're going to kill the heat here. We're going to combine the two. If you missed it, this exact recipe, 1 gallon water, 3 pounds of honey, 4 ounces of roasted chocolate nibs, and 2 ounces of vanilla sugar-free Jello pudding. Most important ingredient we're going to add is about 2.5 grams of yeast. This is D47, the most standard yeast you'll probably see in mead making. It's a wine yeast. Produces semi-sweet in most cases, so we'll get an alcohol around 10 to 13% likely. I'm going to put in about 2.5 grams, which is about half of one of these packets. You don't need more than that. It's also not going to hurt anything to put the whole packet in there. And about a half teaspoon of yeast nutrient. That will just help the yeast get super happy and get a great start there. This is a fermenting cap. You'll notate that little hole there. We're going to seal her up. Rubber mallet to seal our 2-gallon fermenting bucket. Put your thumb, your clean thumb, because you probably have a dirty one, over the hole, and we're going to give it a good shake. We want all that pudding to dissolve in there. This is going to be yellow. Now you did create a little pressure there. You're going to get a little pop. Make sure it's nice and clean. And then we're going to add in our 3-piece airlock. So you'll see these along with the S-shaped airlocks. These are much easier to clean. It's 3-piece. This little centerpiece goes over that center straw. We're going to fill it about halfway full of water. And cap her off. And we're done. So the yeast is going to do 2 things. It's going to start eating the sugar, and while it does, it's going to produce carbon dioxide, which will leak out through the straw, pressurize down, and then out into the atmosphere. And alcohol, which will stay in the bucket. As it consumes sugars, it will produce more and more alcohol until it hits its alcohol tolerance or it runs out of sugars. This one will likely hit its alcohol tolerance before it runs out of sugar, so I'm expecting a semi-sweet to a sweet mead here. We'll see, hopefully with a chocolate and pudding taste. Thank you so much for watching the Old Gods Meadery. I'm live every single Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to show you a different step of the mead making process. If you're jumping in and just seeing the tail end of this video, this is your Boston Cream Mead inspired by my great friend Dennis, who will be getting a bottle of this when it's all done. If you're on the TikTok side, it's the best way to get a bottle. Subscribe to my lives. It's a couple bucks a month for you. It's a world of relief for me, and I will ship you a bottle to say thank you if I pick your flavor. So thank you so much, Dennis, for being an awesome support. I'm shipping you a bottle of Boston Cream Mead when it's all done. I don't know if everybody's ever heard of that before, but you invented it. So thank you so much. If you're here watching live, don't forget, I'm going to rearrange the camera, and we'll talk for a little while. If you're watching the replay, come back next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be racking some mead next Wednesday, so stay tuned. I can't wait to show you what I have next. Brand new mead every single Saturday. I never miss Saturdays, and I never replicate recipes. This coming Saturday, your Star Wars mead. I can't wait to show you. I'll see you all real soon. Thank you so much, again, for everything that you do. Skull! Hold on, live guys. Easy peasy. We did it. Hold on. Don't say anything yet. Dennis, I want to know your reaction first. Dennis did not know this was coming. I kept it secret. I kept it secret. And I'm not very good at secrets. We're centered enough. What do we think? What do we think? My hands are sticky. I don't know if it was honey or pudding or what. I don't know. I'm so nervous about this. So, Dennis, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he was joking. He put out several suggestions in one little text. And go back and look at them. They're on the subscriber only pin post. It was like Philly cheesecake or Philly cheesesteak. It was Boston donuts, Boston cream donuts, and something else ridiculous. Something else ridiculous. You definitely need to Mead. You're in the right spot, though. This is the community for it. The most amazing community. Join the Discord. I don't think Scott's here. I haven't seen him yet. Scott is a good mead maker, friend of mine. I'll be going to see him in about a month. So expect some videos with him in it soon. But he created an amazing Discord. There's a link up in my profile. Join the Discord. Everything that we do in our community is free. All of my recipes are free. All of everybody else's recipes are free. Behind the scene pictures, advice, the equipment chart, the yeast chart, everything is for free. It's there to utilize as tools to start doing this stuff at home yourself. So stay tuned. 3 different options for using vanilla. Vanilla is such an underrated ingredient. Like, it's so easy to use in almost every form, and it creates such an amazing flavor. Yeah, so Scott's been, and what's up, Superman? He got a new gig, and he's been incredibly busy. I know he's still taking some college classes. He's also been working a lot, I think, through the training process. He does expect it to even out, and he does expect to do his own live cadence. I think he was going to switch days, so stay tuned. I'm sure he'll update us all when he can. But I will be there in his face bothering him September 7th and 8th. It's going to be a long drive, but I booked the hotel already. It's mine, so I'm going. I will be at Michigan's Renaissance Festival bothering Scott in his face, and he's going to be trying some pizza mead. So, stay tuned. It'll be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. But what'd you guys think? So, like I said, Dennis is the creator of this. I just put it together. I'm pretty excited. Boston cream donut. I don't know. From Texas. I love Texas. I've never been there. Not gonna lie. I should start that. But I buy all my honey from Texas. All the honey you see in my batches is from Texas. Yeah, this will be a fun one. I can't wait to track this across the board. I mean, all of them are fun. You have to have some artistic ability to really get into mead making. So everybody here has that niche. So you guys know what I'm about to say. Every batch you do feels like a child, right? It's something that you're putting thought and planning and then work into, and you watch it grow and then becomes something. And like, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. You're proud of it in this weird way. This one was no different. In fact, maybe I was a little more excited about it. Because I respect Dennis tremendously. And this is a fun idea. This is a fun idea. I had fun brainstorming this one. I had fun putting it together. I got a little nervous. You know when these chocolate nibs showed up? About 3 hours ago. 3 hours ago. I don't know if you can buy them in a store or not. I ordered them on Amazon, and I'm like, yeah, they'll be here. They'll be here Wednesday afternoon. No worries. Then the alert came through 5:30 to 7:30. I knew I had to roast them because I've done chocolate nibs, I think, in 2 or 3 other batches. I've only roasted them once, and that was the s'mores mead I did a few weeks ago. and that came out phenomenal. It's the best like chocolate flavoring that I have produced myself, and I knew I had to roast them, so I knew I'd need a little bit of time, but it happened. It worked out. The gods are in our favor tonight, and I'm incredibly excited about it. It's gonna be a good one. I don't know what the pudding's gonna do. I'm a little afraid of some of the unnatural ingredients. I got sugar free on purpose. I didn't want anything to go crazy like there, but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? We're gonna find out. I did see at the beginning. I don't know who said it because I don't remember. The Bill Cosby comment made me giggle as I was about to get started. That was funny. That was funny. I appreciate it. That's something that I would have said if I was on your side. And to be honest with you, I don't think there's any ladies here, which means Bill Cosby would be out of place anyway. If you guys were all ladies instead, Bill Cosby, Mead, still be inappropriate, but it'd make more sense. Well, I mean, I apologize for the Bill Cosby comments. Nobody here supports that kind of thing. I'm just saying it would have made more sense. I apologize on behalf of all of us that we're thinking the same thing. Yeah, it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. No, it's not gonna be funny. I'm mixing two comments. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. I can't wait. I can't wait. Like I said, I don't know. I have literally no predictions. I hope that it's sweet. I've done some crazy stuff before where I've been really surprised by the outcome. Pudding, no idea. I can't even like predict. I have no idea. It's gonna be interesting. I am something. Well, I can tell you what, we're all human, and more importantly, all of our ancestors drank mead. And that makes you awesome. But so if we're going to talk about the ladies, I'll give a shout out. I'm not bragging or anything, but oh, look how cute that is. Who did that? Was that Dennis? Thank you. You know, the Viking culture, the Norse, respected women long before it was popular too. And we were afraid of them. Great warriors. I did actually, as I studied countries and cultures last year, if you don't know, every mead I made last year in 2023 was inspired by a different country and culture from around the world. It's really hard to find that content on TikTok because it gets buried so fast. But if you jump over my YouTube, my whole playlist is there. Anyway, long story short, it actually turns out that a vast majority, outside of like monk communities, a vast majority of things that were brewed over history were done by women. Beer, mostly ales, wines, like most of that stuff was produced by women. So we wouldn't be where we were without anything. And if you're a mom, it's the hardest job in the world. There's no denying it. There's no way around it. Hardest job in the world is being a mom. So we have a lot to be thankful for as dudes who have it easy. We just have mental health struggles. And that's it. Mexico mead. I've done a few Mexico meads. A few. My favorite, margarita mead. My favorite by far, margarita mead. I did a margarita mead for Cinco de Mayo. Awesome. I mean, that makes sense. Definitely makes sense. That was fun. That was fun. I I, I love these lives. Like I say it over again, over and over and over again, every single Wednesday. This is my happy place. I had a really crappy day. To be honest with you, I had a really crappy day today. I was looking like as of like 2 hours ago. I was looking for energy. I did record a quick video before I started the live tonight to try to get myself into the zone where I'm going crazy and excited and ambitious, and it's natural. As soon as I turn the live on and I see you guys, it's like a light switch. I'm having a good time. I'm very, very, very grateful and very thankful that you allow me to be here with you. Somebody from France on the YouTube side. Bonjour. I mean, with all the Olympics going on, I'm really honored. Really honored. Yeah, cats to keep out. I'm actually a cat guy. I have two cats and one dog in our family, and I love one of the cats. I saw the pawpaws thing. Like, if you weren't the most recent like giveaway, I would have definitely gone that route. I picked Dennis because he was not last week. Mead drinking Olympics. That's not a bad idea. I don't know how good I would do, but list of equipment for beginners. Absolutely. So you need a 2-gallon fermenting bucket. And that's subjective. I'm giving you my advice, my opinion. 2-gallon fermenting bucket. You need a 1-gallon glass carboy. You need a mini hand pump siphon. That's all you need. You'll see it in all my videos. And then 2 airlocks. 3-piece airlocks are the ones I use. Sometimes you can order buckets that come with them. That is the very bare minimum you need. You can gather all that stuff for probably $30, maybe $40. They even have some kits that have all that stuff in it for like $50 that come with, some ingredient books or whatever. Don't spend any more than that, though. If you're spending more than that, they're ripping you off. You can get everything you need for less than that. Hydrometer is optional. Hydrometer, I don't even know what those run. Probably $20 or so now. Hydrometer is a tool that we use to, I'll show you one. If you don't know what a hydrometer is, this is a hydrometer kit. So you actually fill, when you first start your mead like this, you fill it up to a certain point before you put the yeast in it. And then you drop this very delicate little hydrometer inside. It's weighted. As you see, it's got a tremendous amount of numbers in there. You drop it in, spin it, and you record that number. You do the same thing again after your airlock stops bubbling. Alcohol weighs a lot less than water, so what happens there is you get 2 different numbers, and there's a calculation you can easily find on the internet. You plug those 2 numbers in, and you'll get your approximate alcohol content. The proper way to do it is you actually test it a 3rd time before you transfer it, just to make sure that numbers 2 and 3 match. If they don't, that means your mead is still fermenting, and you want to test it a 4th time to make sure that it's stopped. It's a process that I don't do. I do it behind the scenes sometimes, especially if I'm like changing yeast. I have not done it in quite a while. I don't care what the alcohol content is. My main objective here is to express the simplicity of mead making and how awesome the hobby and community can be. So I skip some of those steps that I think might be a little tedious or frustrating to brand new people, including the hydrometer, which I don't care about. I think it's for nerds. I will asterisk. I'm in the minority. A vast majority of people use hydrometers. A vast majority of people love knowing their alcohol content and record it. I'm not one of those people. Don't care. Yeah, I mean, that's 100% right. Once you, like, really start getting traction and you're doing a lot of batches, you get averages down. You just do. I can tell you when I was using my prior yeast, I was using EC1118, which is a champagne style yeast. So it produces a really high alcohol content. My stuff was upwards of 13% almost every single time. Topped out at like 18%. I had one batch go above that even. But I don't care. I don't care. My main objective, like I said, is to have a lot of fun and show people that the variety of meads is endless. I'm on batch 128 coming this Saturday without replicating recipes. Every single one has been brand new and completely different, so. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait this Saturday. Star Wars Mead. Star Wars Mead. Should be a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, agreed. I think Ivy should send us some. As you know, the Saturday will be simplistic. It's going to be easy to replicate. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be beautiful. And it will be Star Wars related. There's Scott! He jumped in towards the end. We were talking about you. I was saying good stuff. I don't know what anybody else was saying. I was saying good stuff about you, though. Scott, I just made, in honor of Dennis for suggesting such an amazing and tricky recipe, I made some Boston cream donut mead. Floor corker. The floor corker's here. Is Scott known as the floor corker now? You miss a lot. I was talking about how I'm gonna be videoing you trying some pizza meat. That's what I said. I don't know what anybody else said. All I know is what the people want. It's what the people want. You don't know if it's yucky or not. You don't know. But yeah, Boston cream donut, 1 gallon water. Let's see if you approve. Scott is a massive mentor to me, if you guys don't know. All jokes aside. 1 gallon water, 3 pounds honey. I did 2 packets, so 2 ounces of vanilla sugar-free Jell-O, and I did 4 ounces of roasted chocolate nibs. What do you think? What do you think? All in the primary, as you know. This is Scott's bottle right here. Sounds interesting. I know. It was Dennis's idea. So, in retrospect, Dennis is going to get a bottle of this sent to him when it's all done. He's going to drink it on camera and then send us a review on it. So, it'll be just as bad as the pizza meat, I think. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario, awesome. It'll taste like a Boston cream donut. Yeah, Picard Mead was in the pop culture comments. I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. It's still there. I still see it. I saw it. If you're asking, like, hold on. I'm having some computer difficulties, which I could actually get Scott to help me with. If you're asking what Picard Mead, means to me and how it relates to November 17th, I don't know. I'd have to put some thought into that. Cinnamon apple spice. I just told you I don't know how those two correlate. If they correlate at all. I'm just saying there's a lot of great comments in the pin post for pop culture. If you still have some, I'm still making them. You're going to be going into next year. I just started. There's actually somebody that I think is still in the comments right now that has a meet coming their way January 4th. Like, I'm that far out in those comments, and yeah, so I think that they're still here. So if hello, welcome. So stay tuned. It's coming. It's coming. It's not shipped yet. I will shoot you a message. I will shoot you a message, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. I of course demand one thing: feedback. Feedback video if you're really super awesome about it. If not, text is fine. Direct message. No, it's a rush for me. I'm an anxious and an urgent person, so as you guys know, don't worry. I'll let you know very soon though. Rogue, I would say, if I had to relate a date to you in like late October, without giving anything away, I'll hold you to that video review. If I had to, relate anything to Rogue specifically in late October. See, the crappy part about keeping secrets is I become incredibly loyal. I become incredibly loyal. You guys are awesome. You've become people that I consider friends. You're my happy place on Wednesdays, especially. So I, like the steward of Gundor, reward loyalty. How long do you usually let mead ferment? That's a fantastic question. It largely depends on your yeast strain. So, since Scott is here now, he'll argue with me about this. I love EC1118. It's incredibly predictable. It's also a rapid yeast. It produces really high alcohol content, low sugar level, so sometimes it's a little bit dry. However, incredibly fast. You could see stuff ferment within a week or two. I usually racked those meads at 3 weeks at the latest. I have recently switched to D47, much slower yeast. It is also incredibly dependent on the variables you put into it. EC1118, didn't matter what you put into it. It loved sugars. It'd find them and eat them. D47 is completely different. It's a little bit harder to predict. If there's sweet stuff in there, It'll go crazy. If there's not, you'll think it's dead, and then on the like day 4, it'll be like, okay, I'm gonna ferment, and then it'll take 3 or 4 weeks. I don't know. I have some stuff that's been sitting for almost 4 weeks now. I did 4 batches, and yeah, one of them is still fermenting. Incredibly, there's a lot of variables. It's a spectrum. I would say the yeast that I'm using now, D47, is incredibly unpredictable. And that's me speaking without using a hydrometer. If you're using a hydrometer, the process is probably a little easier or more predictable. I'm going off of bubbles and airlocks, so. Uh-oh. Not the blowover. Dennis, I know, had one too. He sent me some pictures. Yeah, it happens. My first one that I can remember, at least in more recent memory, I did a batch inspired by Ukraine before the war broke out. I don't get into politics. Before the war broke out, I have a friend actually from Ukraine, and she kind of requested that I did something along those lines. But anyway, long story short, they are incredibly famous for watermelons. They have a very unique strain of watermelon over there. You can't get them over here. They're a little bit rounder. They're incredibly like sweet and juicy. I used American watermelon, but watermelon went nuts in the fermenting bucket, and yeah, almost immediately, like within 12 hours, it was coming out the airlock. I had to clean it and repurpose it a few times. Yeah, I would say about a week is probably typical for EC1118. Yeah, depends on your yeast strain. I would also say the green spirulina mead, nuts. I wish I would have taken better video of my panic during that process. I did take a couple snapshots. If you guys remember the green mead, I have it right here. Your green spirulina mead. It looked like the Hulk was vomiting all over the bucket. I had never seen anything like it. It like just overflowed out of the airlock within just several hours, and it was disgusting. It was a mess. It kind of stained things. It was foamy. So it wasn't even like just like green like liquid. It was like foamy. And then I'll say the blue spirulina, which should be identical, did not do that. Not even close. So I don't know. Maybe there's more variables I didn't consider in there. I don't know. Nuts though. Nuts. Yeah, I would say, like, if you hold it up, like, here's my show mead. We'll put them next to each other. Here is the green spirulina mead. As you see, virtually no different. Now, through the process, though, incredibly green. Incredibly green. And its counterpart right here, that's your blue spirulina mead. It's a little bit easier to kind of see at the top there. You get like a blue tint. Made a mess. It is, yeah. That stuff is weird. It's weird. If you don't know what spirulina is, I guess it's like an algae, right, powder form. It's very popular in the vegan community. It's like a powder, a superfoods powder that you can add to like shakes and such. It doesn't have much flavor by itself. The blue and green spirulina tasted very close to like a traditional mead from my palate, at least. But you do get some pretty amazing colors out of it when, like, in the process. So it'd be something that I'd explore if I replicated recipes. I'd explore it a little bit more, but I already did it, so I can't do it again. A peanut butter mead, you you're like a week late. So last week I made a mead inspired by the state of Virginia. This is my peanut mead. Go back and watch it. This thing, if you watch the full video, I actually had my very first like blooper that was unavoidable to edit out. At least I blooper all the time. Don't get me wrong. I edit that stuff out. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of the videos that you see on a regular like weekday basis, I record 15 times until I get it right. This one though, I was actually bottling mead. If you watch my videos, that's usually in a sped up format, and I edit a lot of it out just so it goes faster. I spilled a bottle. While I was trying to recover the bottle that was tipped over, the siphon stirred around the mess. And it clouded the carboy. It's completely unavoidable. But because I did that, the whole room smelled like peanut. The whole room. Because I spilled some on the floor. I spilled maybe a quarter or a third of the bottle or so. Enough that it made the whole room smell like peanuts. The whole room. This was incredibly easy to make. The whole recipe is 100% free. I'm about to give it to you. 1 gallon water, 3 pounds of honey. I used 3 pounds of regular peanuts, deshelled, unsalted peanuts. I boiled them for a really long time. I boiled them for probably about 45 minutes the day before. And then I drained them. I drained them through just a colander. I kind of dried them out as best I could. I put them in a Ziploc like gallon baggie. 3 pounds of boiled peanuts. All of that into the primary, into the 2 gallon fermented bucket. I used 2.5 grams of D47 yeast and 2 grams of yeast nutrient. That was it. So those, whatever that is, 5 ingredients. And it tastes and smells like peanuts. It's so incredibly easy to do. It's awesome. It's awesome. So incredibly easy to do. You just have to boil peanuts for a long time. You have to be patient for that part. I want to say it was like 45 minutes. I just let them boil. And, you know, when the water's boiling, it's turning the peanuts. But that's really important to do if you're going to make meat out of it for 2 reasons. One, lots of bacteria live on peanuts. It's kind of gross, but if you research it, it's just like a haven for bacteria. So you want to eliminate all that through boiling water. But secondly, and as important, peanuts contain a crazy amount of oil. And oil obviously doesn't mix with water, so therefore it won't mix with your mead. That will help separate the process. And if you're lucky, you'll get a good foam that'll boil off. And then when you drain it and separate it and rinse them off, you'll get a lot of the oil excreted out. So you'll just be left with that peanut taste. Banana mead has been on my list for a very long time. It's a very similar process. I've researched it a little bit. It sounds like boiling bananas, and using the water is the way to go. Excuse me. I have been awake for 19 hours now, so starting to lose my voice. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to salt it, I think you could do it in the bottling process and be fine. I always use frozen fruit, 100% of the time, especially in the berries. 100% of the time, frozen fruit. Excuse me. Now I'm going to have that tickle. If you freeze any fruit, but especially berries, like I said, it actually breaks down the outer membranes and it'll create more of a slush instead of a fruit. It'll permit your mead so much better for coloring and for flavoring. I say sleep. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Everybody gets tired. So what? Nobody cares if you're tired or not. Best way to bottle your mead? I mean, if you watch any of my videos, I just bottle with a mini hand pump siphon. Sleep for the week. Now, what Dennis is referencing is I have a very famous saying I go off of. I'm an experienced person. I love to experience things. I love to try new foods. I love to try to capture moments. And I try to keep that in mind when I'm down and I'm like, I don't want to do anything. There's one phrase that goes through my head. Nobody has ever been dying on their deathbed. Nobody has been on their deathbed and looked at their loved ones and said, I wish I would have got more sleep in this life. Nobody's ever done that. Nobody's ever done that. So that helps motivate me to get up when I'm too lazy or I'm too anxious or I'm too shy or whatever the case may be. If I don't feel like getting up and do something, I think that and I get up and do it. The oldest mead I have left is one of these legacy meads. This is batch number 6, right here. This is Freya's Strawberry Mead. And the original Norse line that I did, I would say that the newer version has turned out quite a bit better. This is batch 6. Number 6. Yeah, I mean, sleeping is important. Don't get me wrong. You can't just go without sleep. But, like, I want to be asleep right now. And I will be in probably several minutes. However, I'm not ready yet. Traditional, if you're going to do something off the bat, I mean, traditional is probably what everybody suggests. I would say, though, follow your heart. I mean, I prove it week after week after week. Like, even stuff that looks incredibly complicated is very simplistic. You can make some crazy stuff. You could easily make a blueberry or elderberry or a strawberry mead just as easy as you can make a traditional mead. Mm-hmm. Follow your heart. Traditional would be the best way to go, especially if you're practicing or experimenting with yeast strains. Yeast strains have a tremendous amount of weight when it comes to the flavoring and the alcohol content of your mead. So if you're trying to figure out what your palate is, I would suggest, if you're going to do it the proper way, make a few traditional batches with a few different yeasts until you find one that fits you the best. And then once you find that yeast, you can go crazy with additives or ingredients after that. I love my EC1118. However, I make a lot of mead. I make 4 bottles out of every batch. 3 of them are stored. I usually have a party where I make my friends and family drink a lot of it, and they prefer sweeter stuff than I do. So I have switched yeast strains for that reason. But if you're making mead for yourself or your inner circle, find the yeast strain that fits your palate the best. You missed a little bit, Dan. Just a little bit. We made some Dennis-inspired Boston cream donut mead tonight. I'll repost the video tomorrow. We'll see. Good night, Otto. I will see you soon. I'll talk to you soon, at the very least. Cosby Mead. Jello. Pudding. So, adding fruit in the secondary or adding more honey in the secondary is called back sweetening. I don't do it on the stuff I do. I do it on some of the behind the scenes stuff that I make for myself, for my inner circles. But I don't back sweeten for the sole purpose of I like to keep things as simplistic as possible and show how incredibly easy this awesome and ancient hobby can be. So everything that I do is in the primary here on video. I never back sweeten. I never use a hydrometer. I don't use any additives. I don't use any accelerants. I don't use any clarifiers. Nothing. Everything that you see is on video. It goes on the primary, and that's it. But if you're going to back sweeten, which I say 99% of the mead community does, it's typically either honey or the fruit you used in the primary. But yeah, guys, it is approaching 10 o'clock. I am going to start shutting it down. I'm tired. And I got a little bit to clean up tonight. It has been amazing, though. I'm so excited. I can't believe I kept this secret from Dennis. I was talking to him throughout the day today, and I didn't reveal it. I'm proud of myself. He will be getting a bottle of this Boston Cream Donut Mead when it's all done. And that goes for anybody that is a subscriber here on TikTok for these Wednesday lives. It is the best way to support what I do and the best way that you can get a bottle of mead yourself. I'll put a subscriber only post up where only subscribers can go and suggest meads. I pick out of that list. That's where this one came from tonight. So if you're really interested in getting a bottle of mead, it's a couple bucks a month for you. It's a world of difference for me. I'd really appreciate if you subscribed and followed. Or you can jump into my pin post. It's a pop culture pin post. I make a pop culture mead about every 3 weeks. And this week is a Star Wars mead going out. So it should be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Yeah. Join me every Saturday. Every single Saturday, brand new batch of mead. I don't miss Saturdays. I don't replicate recipes. Every single recipe is brand new. Batch 128 is your Star Wars mead coming out this Saturday. Super excited. And what else? Come back every Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we will be racking Terry's mead, actually. So stay tuned. Should be a lot of fun. I'll show you that process live here Wednesday. And I think that's all I have so far. Stay tuned for the Star Wars meet. September 7th and 8th, I will be all over the place. I'll be in Michigan with Scott. He's going to be drinking some pizza mead. So stay tuned. I'll show you all that and more. I have tons, dozens of meads in the pipeline already, ready for you. I can't wait to show you what's in store. Thank you so much for letting me be here. I really wouldn't be me without you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I will see you guys all real soon. I'll be back tomorrow morning live. So come back. I'll see what you guys thought of tonight. So, Skull. Thank you so much, guys. See you soon.